You're never going to out affirm your self concept, meaning you can never convince yourself that you are somebody that you are not, that you truly do not believe that you are. And that's why today I want to talk to you about using identity focused goals in order to shift into the person that you want to be. So make sure that you stick around because this video is going to be full of very quick hits that you can apply today to actually shift the identity and the self concept of yourself so that you can become that person that you keep seeking. This video is going to review how you can become that person in very logical steps. It's truly manifestation that makes sense because it's goal obtainment and it's embodying the person that you want to be instead of kind of like seeking the desperation of wanting to be that person. So we're going to take a look at the way that you do your goals now, the way that you view your desires, and make sure that you're aligning them to stepping into the habits, behaviors, and thought processes of somebody who has that. I want to quickly explain what an identity goal is versus an outcome goal. So, an outcome goal is going to be something very specific, right? An identity goal is going to be something internal. You're actually changing your concept of self. Now, if you've ever listened to Neville Goddard, one of his most famous quotes is that the only reason you are not what you want to be is because you don't yet believe that you are. But essentially, what he's saying is, hey, you can be anything that you want, but you have to believe that you're that thing. And a lot of people get caught up on this. Like, how do I do the I am part of this? How do I do the act as if? How do I actually become that person? And your identity based goals can be that missing link that you've been looking for. An identity goal is actually changing the person that you are, embodying that version of yourself that has that thing. So let's say that you want to hike a mountain. An outcome goal would be I want to hike a 14er. A 14er is a mountain in Colorado. It's over 14,000 feet. So your outcome goal would be I want to get to the top of this mountain. That's an outcome goal. An identity goal would be I am an avid hiker who bags 14ers, right? Very Colorado phrase. But that is somebody who actually goes out and does the hikes. Now, when you have an identity goal like this, right? When you start to shift the way that you view yourself, you start to change the conversations that you have with yourself, what you're actually doing is shifting your behaviors because a person who truly believes that they are a hiker who does 14ers isn't going to sit at home and not do them. Right. So if you also think about it as like from a fitness guru, if you say, I want to be able to do a pull up. Okay, that is an outcome goal. If you say, I work out constantly, I'm a health fanatic who does pull ups, that's an identity goal. This is just part now of who you are, the person that you embody. Now, both serve their places, right? I'm not saying that outcome goals are never something that you should do, but when you're really looking at creating a life that you love, being fulfilled, and stepping into this other version of yourself, identity goals is going to be where it's at. James Clear has also said, I'm actually going to read this quote, the most effective way to change your habits is to focus not on what you want to achieve, but on who you wish to become. So, who is it that you actually want to become? And this ties into Neville Goddard in spiritual teachings very, very much so. When you look at a logical way to see manifestation, it is truly becoming the person that you want to be. It is making your focus and your attention so driven on this outcome that that is the only thing that you're truly paying attention to. It kind of pushes everything else out of your brain. Now, I say only, it's a little dramatic, right? Because there are still going to be times of doubt, and I don't want you to question yourself on those. You can always come back to, no, I am becoming that version of myself. I am a healthy person who takes care of themselves. And you can actually look at an identity goal this way. You can say that you have become the person who is able to create a life that they want because of your own focus and your attention. It doesn't really matter what type of rituals you're doing. You can set up the processes because you have the actual identity goal to follow. So let's come back to Neville Goddard because he has said a change of feeling is a change of destiny. Now, imagine if you stepped into identity goals instead of just outcome goals, instead of just desires. If you're changing your identity, you are shifting to saying, I am this type of person. These are the things that I do. I take care of myself in this way. I am loved. I am confident. Imagine what kind of feeling that's going to bring up in you. That's going to completely shift the way that you see yourself. So, the way you see yourself, the way that you talk to yourself. And the more that you do this, the more that your behaviors and habits are going to naturally follow that. Because that change in feeling is going to automatically change your behaviors. Think about it again. Let's say that you were the mountaineer, you're the hiker. If you're someone who just dreams about hiking and you continue to say, I wish that I would get out and hike. I'm someone who's trying to start hiking, but I haven't really gotten to it yet. Or I'm someone who's planning to start, but I think I'm going to start on Monday. Or I think maybe I want to kind of be a hiker, but I don't really know. Compared to, I am an avid hiker. I get out and I hike all the time. This is just who I am. It's part of my identity. I'm a hiker, and I want people to know me as this hiker. I want people to know that this is something that I do. Now, imagine the behaviors between these two different people. How would their behaviors and their feelings align? What would you feel about yourself if you were, I don't know, I think maybe I want to do like a hike, but I kind of want to do it, but I think I'm too overweight, or I think I can't because of my knees, or I just think that I can't do it, or I might want to try one day versus somebody who says, this is what I am. And think about something that you are right now, right? Think about a skill that you have that you know that you're really good at, no matter what it is, whether it's cooking, it's baking, it's driving a car, it's working in Excel, it's being a mother, it's being a good listener, it's being able to do debate, you play softball, well, anything. I want you to think about this. How do you talk about yourself in that identity? If you're someone who knows that they are a great cook, that's something you just hold onto yourself. You know you're a great cook. Not, I'm trying to be a great cook. Or maybe one day I'll be a great cook. Or one day I hope that I can make a great meal. You're like, no, I am a good cook. I know that about myself. This is what you can actually shift by using the identity focuses. So, this is not maybe a super long video, but I hope that it's impactful to you because I want you to think about something in your life right now that you can actually start to shift your identity and the way you talk to yourself about it. And what is one way that you can confirm that to yourself? Start asking yourself, is this action that I'm taking, is this thing that I'm continuing, what vote am I giving? Am I giving it for the person who is not that, or am I giving it for the identity based goal and habit and obtainment that I want to have, right? This is an identity shift. So think about something that you're doing. Start asking yourself this throughout the day. Let's say you're driving to work and you're listening to a super sad song and you're crying because your ex hasn't come back. I want you to ask yourself, what am I voting for now? What story am I telling myself? What am I continuing? What feeling am I dwelling in? Is it one that says, I am loved, I am cherished, I'm desired? Or is it one that says, I desperately need my ex back? And then you can decide, okay, well, if this is what I'm voting for, what type of life am I going to lead? Remember, yesterday's actions and yesterday's thoughts, behaviors, and beliefs are going to continue yesterday's life. So start with these really small changes of just asking yourself the questions. How can I become that person? How can I set up an identity goal that I'm going to shift to, even if it's a becoming for right now? I am going to be a hiker. I am an avid hiker. Whether that's a 14er or not, your end process goal or your end outcome goal could be hiking the 14er. But for right now, you are someone who trains for 14ers, right? You are someone who is getting prepared for that because that is what you're actually going to. That is shifting your identity. I would love to hear from you. So if you want to leave some comments down below, I want to know what you're going to be working on. That would be fantastic. And if you have any questions, definitely let me know. I love to hear from you. You can also always email me at unleashinghappiness@ceciliahendrix.com. I wish you nothing but the very, very best.